Awesome, ladies. I am super excited about today. We're wrapping things up in this amazing interview series. And today I have the pleasure of interviewing the amazing Asia. Asia, I'm so proud of you and so excited to be part of this. And I'm super excited that today we get to show out the light on you and get to know you a little bit more, to get to know what you're doing, why you're doing this, and all of that. So what about if we get started with you introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and why.
Hey, thank you, Patchy, so much for taking this time to interview me. This is such a good opportunity, and I'm so glad to share with everyone that's watching. Who am I? I'm Asia Oreye, and I help. I love helping of all varieties, and I love helping in so many different ways. What I do right now, specifically for busy go-getters, is I help them with success planning as a success coach. So that is the angle that I approach, and I've done so many services I can't even count them. I've been helping from literally from the cradle to the grave with different services, and I just happen to find myself drawn to helping busy go-getters because I think that they have something to offer.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about what are some of the fun things you do? Like, who's your favorite artist?
Wow, that's a good one. Oh, Tone. Tone with an X. He's my favorite artist, and that's TONEX. In case you're looking him up, I like a lot of others also. I just find that he's a virtuoso, and he can go in all these different genres. He can yodel, he can rap, he can sing, he can do opera, and I found him when I was a teenager, so I was just always been fascinated with him, and I couldn't get enough.
That's awesome. Cool. What's your favorite TV show? Like, what are you obsessed with watching right now?
Oh, TV shows. That's a good one. That's a good one. I bounce around. I tend to like a lot of comedians. So I like one comedian series, and then I'll go to another special, and then I go to another special. I enjoy having it in the background, hearing them talk, and just the funny ways that they connect to people. I did watch. Go ahead.
Are you a foodie? Like, do you like food a lot?
I love food. I love food. I love food. I love good home cooking. I'm from the South, so that's one of the things that we definitely like. It's like food is love here. And I love food of every variety. I love food of all cultures. And so it's important for me to have a good mix of it, because I find there's a lot of nourishment, not just for your body, but also for your soul when you're willing to try different things. So I'm into it.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So you have to tell us, I know that I just had this question for you. I know that you used to be a yoga instructor. Tell us a little bit about that. How cool that you went from not only working both sides of us, you know what I mean? Like the physical as much as the internal and the emotions and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more about who I am. I think I did that really breezily. I've dedicated my whole life to helping services, community services, as well as spiritual services. And so with me doing that, that gave me the big drive to go into having a psychology degree. I finished that degree, and then I went into counseling. And I think that's a wonderful way to express that, Patchy. I've learned how to work from the very most inner part of you to the spirituality to the actual physical part of you. And I do believe that healing starts from the inside out. And that mindset, of course, is a huge part of that. And that's what I work with when I work with women, to help them with their mindset and to help them feel that they have permission to do what they need to get done. So about being a fitness instructor, I did that because I have a little bit of an itch and I have to dance. So since I have to dance and I have a hard time sitting still, it just kind of fell in my lap. I have been a yoga enthusiast for years. I would say at least 7 years. specifically. And my goal is to try every single form of yoga that I can get myself into. I've tried about 5 parts of them. And if you see me on Facebook, you will see me suspended in the air because I'm doing the acro thing that they do for the circus. So I'll try
it. At it already.
What did you say?
You're already amazing at it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a goal to actually do some more work with it. So as the year progresses, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some more.
Awesome. All right. So that leads me to my next question. So what was your own journey to this like vision life for you?
So I think there were so many pieces to that. And there were so many ways that I was influenced. I was influenced by my family coming up because a lot of my family are healers. They're also musicians, and they're into a lot of spirituality. So I got to watch like the benefit and the beauty of actually pouring into someone else. And as that inspired me and I started going into actually getting trained for it, it just naturally and organically led to me studying how does the body work? How do you use it to your advantage? How can you really learn how to hustle in a feminine way? From this, I traveled overseas. I've been to so many different places, and I want to just take all of that experience and bring it in to people that may not decide to travel that far, or people that are just looking for quick shortcuts. So in me building my vision board life, so many new things came to me that I didn't think were possible because I learned how to meditate. I learned how to focus, and I learned how to collaborate.
Yeah. So you're always talking about like the difference between the feminine and the hustle. Can you tell us just a little bit more about that?
Okay, sure. This is like a biological thing, and if you know me or you followed me any, you know that I will talk definitely about how your body works as well as your mind, because you need those two to connect, and you need those two to support each other. With women, a lot of times, because of the way that our energy works, we work in ebbs and flows, and you have to get very familiar with the way your body is going to ebb and flow and when it's going to happen. If you don't, you will hit the phenomena, and you'll hit this little thing that we're having a lot of times in this century. It wasn't as common in the century before because we didn't have as many distractions. We didn't have as many things fighting at our time, and we didn't have as many places to be. But if you've researched it and you've seen it anywhere, people have about, I don't want to say 10 times as many things, but they have so much more things to actually physically maintain, like in their house. It used to be like, I think 5,000, and now it's like 50,000 things in your house. Wow. In addition to having the screen time, which affects like your adrenaline, and it affects so many parts of your hormones. And I talk way more about that if you follow me or you have the opportunity to get into that. So I'm saying that these outside factors are important, and I want to bring that up because as women, we tend to fall into our environment. And with us being beautiful creatures and with us being so expansive, all of that rushes in. And when all of that rushes in, you can easily get burned out. You can easily get overwhelmed. You can easily feel like you're not, that you're spinning and you're not getting where you want to go. And my job is to kind of like quiet some of that noise so you can feel the focus to getting into your vision board life for this year.
Yeah. What was your biggest block? So moving into this vision board life, what was like the biggest block you had to overcome to be able to fully step into it?
Wow. Okay. That's a good one. My biggest block was competing priorities, the same thing that I'm speaking about for the ladies.
Yeah.
There are so many reasons why you won't, but you usually won't give yourself a reason why you will. So I think I mentioned about giving yourself permission. When we as women are engrafted into our environment, we're grafting into people, and we're making sure all of these things are floating and happening, we tend to get lost in that. And if we get lost in that, we're waiting on someone to say, okay, it's okay for you to start such and such. It's okay for you to have your big vision. It's okay for you to have your dream. And I had to learn that I needed to stop looking around and realize that person was me. I
Wow.
shouldn't be asking that person. I shouldn't be asking that person. And I shouldn't be looking for them. I have to recognize that Asia is the one that leads this party. Asia is the one that leads this vision. So just give myself permission on every level. And that was my biggest block, learning how to do that.
Wow. That's deep. I feel like that could be like a training in and of itself.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because like it's not just one level of permission that we have to do that. We have to kind of do like a series of how they have like, I don't know if you've ever been, okay, you guys, sorry if I'm going to spaz out here, but I'm going to have to explain this a little. I have a little one, not so little. He's a little big, and he went to this game where they call Breakout. And you have to do all these little math equations and stuff like that. And they take you from one series where you can break out of two. You can break out of one lock, and then you can break out into another lock, and then they let you out. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're doing with permission. We are allowing ourselves to be locked in because it was safer. We're allowing ourselves to be locked into something else because our parents told us that we shouldn't. We're allowing ourselves to be locked into something else because I was afraid the last time I tried that. So it helps to have someone to navigate you and show you, okay, this is safe. We can try this. Let's do this together. Get the support to have something bigger, because if you could have it already, you would be there. I think I've heard you say this, you'd be skinny or what do you call it? Skinny and wise. By now, all of us would be skinny millionaires.
Yeah.
We just need the support. We need the support, and we need someone that can actually help us understand where we want to be at. So that's the angle that I see.
Love it. Love it. All right. So now my question is, what is the biggest block or the biggest mistake you see women making when it comes to building their own vision board life?
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, this is like 3 or 4 things. Mm-hmm. I think I can say this in 3 things. Permission is...
It's your part, so tell us.
Okay. My heart goes out to the ladies. My heart goes out to the ladies that are listening to this, because as I'm thinking about this and as I'm looking over this, the first thing that comes to me is that women tend to be unkind to themselves. And sometimes it's just in your mindset, and you're not realizing that you're saying these things, or you're repeating something that you heard someone else say from a long time ago. Sometimes it's in the time that you won't give yourself self-care and allow yourself to unwind. Yeah. And sometimes it's just because you have never thought, how can I consciously create space for what I need? So there are a lot of levels to being unkind to yourself. It doesn't have to be intentional, and it doesn't have to be necessarily negative. It's just you're not making the space that you should have for it. That's my first thing. The other mistake that I see is people not living on their own terms because someone else makes their schedule and they are penciled out of where they need to be going. I hope that this is in a way that women can say, okay, well, I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to say, how can I redirect this? And how can I put my own terms on today, even if I just put in one thing that I want to do differently? Yeah. The last thing that I will say about the biggest mistake that I see being made is the expectation. The expectation that I see is not necessarily the most realistic. And this is why you tend to be busy, because you have so many expectations and you want to get them all in at the same time. Yeah. Not on necessarily in the feminine way that you hustle, and it's not working with those ebb and flows. Tony Robbins said it the best that I've heard of it. He says that a lot of times we overestimate what we can get done in one day, but we underestimate what we can get done in 10 years. Yeah. So, there are so many more places that you can be if we can look at the whole grand scheme of it. But if we're trying to cram everything into one day, it's never going to happen.
Wow, that's so good. And I feel that I love that you're saying that, because with that expectation of so much happening in a day, we also discourage ourselves from taking action the following day.
That's
Because
right.
if I needed to do it, like if it needed to happen yesterday, then today I'm already like with my energy down, which won't allow me to step into it. So I totally agree.
I love that you're saying that because, like, when people ask me questions, like, I'll give you the whole scenario and I'll give you, like, the whole reason why it happens. But to make it way more relatable to the ladies here, that's exactly what happens. So
Hmm.
we create a downward spiral because our expectations pulled us way past our stretching point. So you're pulling that rubber band and it's expanding, expanding, expanding. And when it
Yeah.
pops, it either pops back or it snaps. And then
Mm-hmm.
you end up fussing at your husband, fussing at your child, or you end up being so pulled out that you don't have anything to give for the next day.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. So, if you had to start all over again,
Mhm.
what are three things that you would mainly focus on to make this thing happen? Of creating this life you desire, of like you're talking about showing up and taking the actions and doing things the way that in your own terms. Like, what are the three things that you would focus
Some of the things that I've expressed, if you have seen any of the stuff that I've been doing lately, um, I would definitely say number one, I would celebrate more. I think I celebrate a lot, but I think I would celebrate way more, and I would find an excuse to celebrate every day.
on?
I would chronicle my successes.
Oh.
And I may be able to mix this up in this exercise that I use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very particular about how long ladies work and why they work a certain amount of times. If you want that justification, I'm ready to go to the mat for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I do advise and I share is working at least 1 hour a night consistently, and there's a certain pattern that you do with that. But I would recommend taking at least one postcard
Mm-hmm.
and putting it down for one night, and then putting in 10 or actually 9 more postcards. I say postcards. What do you call those? Not post-it notes, but note cards.
Note cards.
So pulling out 10 of those and
Mm-hmm.
putting in a task that you can do in an hour, all the
Mm-hmm.
way through. And it may be the same project, it may be something that feeds into another project, but putting those that in a space that you can do over the course of 2 weeks and breaking up on every fourth one and then adding in a celebration task. So you might want to cover that up and put it upside down. Yeah. And when you get to it, you're like, oh, it's a surprise. It's for me. um, and the
Wow.
reason why I say that is because that way, when you're done with the month, you'll have this whole stack of what you've accomplished. And instead of feeling like I never got anywhere or I never got anything done,
Yeah.
you actually have proof. You were not just busy, but you were calm, you were centered, and you were feeling more capable because you got these things handled.
So I'm in the middle of a big launch, and you just gave me the best idea ever. Because I'm good at celebrating and keeping it fun, but being able to keep track of it that way, I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I'm all about those simple things because a lot of times we go way, way, way into our work and we get really, really busy into our action and we forget how successful we really are. And that makes us feel busy and it makes us feel like we're just climbing and we don't know even if our ladder is up against the right building, if you've heard that analogy before. If you're
Yeah.
going to climb up all the way, make sure your ladder is building up on the right building. But seeing those postcards or those note cards and other little simple exercises like that, okay, that's already done and I'm going the right way.
That's awesome. So if people want more support from you, if they're like, I need to have a session with her, or I need to get more support so I can create more of this life, even like with the examples that you were just sharing, where can they connect with you? Where can they find you?
Hit me up on Facebook. I'm there pretty often. And definitely check out my group and see what we're doing. I would love to have you there. And I love conversation. I love for people to bring in new ideas. And I love to hear where you are because I will definitely reach out to you. You can also follow me there. I do one-on-ones as well as private coaching and some group coaching. So if you have any need for that, definitely hit me up.
Love it. And then you'll be following up with us, telling us where this is going after this too.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
Yes, yes. I will be in communication. So keep your inbox ready because I'll keep it hot.
Yeah.
And I want to give you some tips that you can use like immediately. I love where I am, and I love like sharing like the places that I'm going, because it lets me know that all of the shortcuts that I've learned and all of the ways that I've jumped over hoops, you don't have to research that. You don't have to look for that. It's already coming to you. So just keep your eye on your inbox and I'll be there for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aisha, for this today. Thank you again so much for everything you're doing. I'm going to let you close it up since this is your party.
Well, I appreciate that, Patchy. You have been such an inspiration, and I appreciate your motivation because I know it takes so much drive for you to help women. So thank you for that. So just know that if you ever feel like you are needing to reach out or you want support, I'm here for you. And there are so many ways that we can connect. Never feel like you're alone, because I'll be with you every step of the way. So catch you guys on the flip side.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye.